Hello, brothers and sisters. We thank you very much for watching our new show of today. We always appreciate you because you bring a lot of life to this show. You subscribe, then you recommend other people to subscribe. In fact, we really appreciate those who are sharing this show with their friends. We also appreciate those who are encouraging a lot of their friends to subscribe to this show. For the show of today, we really want to put Africa in the context of geopolitics, hard issues. How does Africa fare in this environment? This week, I'm sure you guys are aware of the G7 meeting where the big guys, the United States, Russia, and the other superpowers, so they are together now discussing their business, the rich nations. So it just reminds us of the scramble for Africa. They sit, then they discuss what they're going to do to get richer, while the small nations in Africa get poorer. But we should not just sit and watch like a movie. We have to become actors. And I think the African youth are really doing what we're asking them to do. They are not just taking things lying down. They are becoming active. They want to change their life. So if we really want Africa to move on a good foot, we need to start helping the African youth. We need to start leveraging the power, the spiritual force of the African youth, because that's really what we have. This is an investment we need to make to win the African future. Right now, we're losing the African future because we're not really investing in our youth. We need to start investing in our youth, and you're going to see this play out, especially with the news we're going to present today. The youth are rising. They no longer sit down and just listen and accept the status quo. They want to change things for the better. The youth are asking for good governance. And you can see this with most of the countries we're going to discuss on this show today. We're going to start with Ambazonia. Then we'll move to Central African Republic. Then from there, we'll move to Congo DRC. From there to Liberia. Then La République du Cameroon, Mali, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. So we have a whole lot of news to share with you, but we want to put this news in the context of geopolitics. African nation states are very small. We've always told you this. As a result, they cannot really effect good change. When they are competing with big nations like the United States, Russia, they don't hold a candle because they are too small, very feeble. And besides, our leaders are just like coconut heads. They don't care about the interests of our nations. They don't care about the interests of our people, which is why the youth is really frustrated and they want to do something about it. And let's look at the example of Ambazonia. For over 4 years now, almost 5, the youth of that part of the world has been fighting a war of independence. It's like a declaration of independence. The independence was lost, but they want to regain it. Initially, La République thought these guys were really a bunch of losers, 2 cubes of sugar. They would drown them in little water and they'll be gone. Who knew that the guys will be fighting for almost 5 years now? And that's exactly what is happening, because when you look at the war of Ambazonia independence, it continues. Even this week, we see that the guys are getting a new arrivals of arms and weapons. So this means that the fight is going to go on for a long time. Those who had illusions about this war, thinking that they will win it easily, now I think the folks in La République are acknowledging that, oh, they're not going to win this war, and it's not even possible. Those in the military already know this. The foot soldiers know that they cannot win this war. This is France's new Vietnam. France always loses wars. They want to get resources from other countries, but because of this greed, they are forced to fight, and they always lose. So they're going to lose again in Ambazonia, and they are losing already. They are frustrated. We can show you videos. We saw drones that were shot down by the Amber Restoration Forces. So that tells you that the guys have the technology to bring some of these drones down, which is sad. And the guys are really resisting. They are winning because the tides are turning. The tides are turning in favor of the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. And they have a lot of courage. So when we look at this, are they going to come to the table for negotiation? We doubt it, because already they see it as if they are winning the war. So why negotiate with the loser? So they feel they are victorious, so they want to push to victory and humiliate La République du Cameroon. And which is why we can even show you a video of some of the young guys, see them in water. So they are saying that they were going to fight La République in water, in air, and in land. And they are fighting La République in all areas. So when I look at this, it becomes an epic struggle because it is not limited to just a small area, like little geography. The geography is worldwide. So it becomes an epic struggle in a literary sense. So this is big. The fighting on land, on air, and on water. So you can see these guys now on water fighting. Take a look at this video and tell me what you think.
Fight for freedom. All for one. One for all. All for one. One for all. Yes. We be the lion of the AMF. The ribbons. Today operation is start for 6 o'clock. Wait till the day. 8. Inside number 6 months, which is June. We come out today with DNA. We be think say like public soldier, they go fit to stand them. May they stand, may they fight go. But we don't know why they go to fight run. Then I just the beginning. We don't start. Since I propose that BK say more for Shang. Yes, we don't Shang. Now this Shang will take our freedom. The ribbons. Fight for our freedom. They say no one left gun. As no one left gun, they take their hand over the gun. Yes. Would they cut their hand, take over the gun? Cut them. Now the beginning this, you don't start. We don't overlie low for see where to go on. We don't start, we don't start. The ribbons. Fight for your freedom. The ribbons. Fight for your freedom. We be the tiger of the AMF, which is the lion. We get the jungle. Now still we the same. Mommy and Papa, now we this. We don't start, we don't start. We don't start, we don't start. They say we not go stay for land. We stay inside water, make the meter inside. Water. We there for water. Water na water. Water na water.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for looking at the Ambazonia video. So you see them, the guys are fighting like Spartans. They are very, very energetic and they are really ready to win big. Okay? So from Ambazonia now, we're going to move to the Central African Republic. This week, we got information that the PM, Ngerbaba, of the Central African Republic resigned. Why did he resign? There's a whole lot of chaos in this part of the world because the French have been muscled out of power in the Central African Republic. The Russians have filled that space. And a few weeks ago, you can really see the tension among the Central African government, the Russians, and the French. In fact, a French citizen was even charged with espionage, and the French folks did not like it that much. They felt like the Central African Republic government is really making them look bad and giving them a bad name. But in the first place, what is France doing in Central African Republic, for God's sake? Let them go back to France and stay in their own country. The French have been colonized in the past. In the past shows, we told you the various people who have colonized the French, like the Franks, who gave them the name. They colonized them, the Romans. But the French decided to be free. They decided to become independent. So why do these people not want Africans to be independent? That's a question we'll continue asking. They are very, very greedy. You see, to a point that even the French people are angry. They don't like their own president. Look at what they did to Macron the other day. You guys saw it. The guy slapped him. We don't encourage such behavior, but the guy slapped him and it was just like a joke. Then you see the picture of comedians making fun. Macron's mother of a wife comes now to comfort him that I'm going to look for the guy who slapped you so I will beat him up. So it's just like you are in the playground with little kids and somebody beats you up, then you go and call your mother and your mother comes to fight for you. So it makes Emmanuel Macron look small. So you will not even look at him like a great president. So we just look at this and we'll start laughing. What was he doing there in the first place? He was looking for resources and he's very busy. He understands his role. And Emmanuel Macron knows that the role of president of France is to go about the world looking for resources to loot from other people. That's what you do as a French president. That's what his predecessors have done. So he's following in the same vein. You may think that he's small, it's a baby. It's not a baby, he's an adult. He may be suffering from arrested development, but he knows what he's doing. His role is to steal from African countries, and he continues doing that. Next, we're going to move to Congo DRC. Congo DRC. Well, we're going to start with Felix Tshisekedi, who is the president. Today, we want to tell you that there were preparations to celebrate the tribute to Patrice Emery Lumumba, the first prime minister of the Congo, the guy who sacrificed his life to make Congo free. Unfortunately, Mobutu and his friends connived with the Belgians and the Americans to kill him, but we salute Felix Tshisekedi for making that overture to honor this national hero. Okay? Then when you look at this country, we've told you before, Congo DRC is probably the richest country in Africa. As a paradox, its people are also the poorest people in Africa. So why that paradox? Is because the people don't enjoy the wealth that is on their soil. Foreigners steal, loot all these resources, and the people, they are always going to Congo DRC to mine from natural resources. But the people don't get it. So is this an economic opportunity, or is this an ecological disaster? It's an ecological disaster because the people don't really benefit from it. So we wish the COVID pandemic would subside so that the hero, Patrice Lumumba, can be received in honor in his country, because we think he deserves it, because he sacrificed his life for this country. So we just want to say this. So from Congo DRC now, we're going to move to Liberia. George Weah is not really doing a good job, and we've told you this on our past show. Initially, when he came in, we thought he's going to change things for the better for his people. He came from Claratown, a very poor area of Liberia. But so far, he's not really doing a good job. So many people in his entourage, bodyguards, have been dead under mysterious circumstances, and people are really wondering what's really going on. The families of some of these folks are saying that George Weah arranges for these people to be killed. And we think that's the dark side of the man. So it means it's not really a good guy. So he has a heart of darkness. When you have a heart of darkness, it means you're not a good guy. You're a killer. But now, as a way to try to stay in power against the will of the people, George Weah has started creating friends, making friends with the French. Now the French are meeting him to try to talk about strategic interests. What are the strategic interests? To sell him arms so that he can kill his people and stay in power forever. Is this going to last? We just laugh because it's not going to last. It's just a joke. Most of the time our people don't understand that if you want to really stay in power, you need to have a mandate from the people. Yeah, but when you try to play games, you use force, force will not last. They'll kick you out. So just watch. Something bad is going to happen to George Weah. Thank you very much. Let's move now to LRC.
Hey, yo, Shay, I thought you was going to take me to this place so I could get my taxes done. You know I'm trying to buy a new house. What's up?
Let's get it on. If you searching for a house, call up my man Prince Ojong, the best in real estate. Take it from your guy's shape. When I say his services are the best in the states where it's born, he even take care of your tax forms, back refunds. So come, get your business done. Consultations, financial organization, fast processing, no waiting. This man is amazing. The Prince.
Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131.
Cameroon LRC. This week, when we look at the news from Cameroon, it sounds like a lament, the lament of LRC. LRC is lamenting the loss of Ambazonia. This has really been the bread and butter of this country. Ambazonia has been the bread and butter. The French never wanted to let go of this part of the world because there are so many resources and they are milking all these resources, and the Anglophones do not even share in these resources. That's what is fueling resentment. Look at the guys in government. For example, we can show you a picture of this Mebengo, who used to be the Minister of Defense. All the money he stashes in his house. Where did this money come from? It comes from the exploitation of Amazonian resources. And the Amazonian people are tired of this exploitation and marginalization, and now they want freedom. So even though this week the US government has spoken, the Secretary of State, Blinken, has said that he really wants those who are responsible for the genocide in Amazonia not to enter the United States. So the US will not give them visas. But we think this is just a cosmetic motion because it will not really solve the problem. What needs to happen is a real meaningful dialogue. It's overdue, long overdue. We've been praying for this, but nothing is happening. The world powers probably don't think this is of special interest to them. But a lot of people are dying, and we think if there is struggle in this part of the world, military struggle, it means there's going to be chaos. And already where Cameroon is located is a very centralized position in Africa. So if that area is trouble, it means there's going to be destabilization all over that area. So this is not good for world peace. So if you say you are the world's policeman, you need to think clearly, because the people now are not accepting this dictatorship. So what is going to happen? Before, the Anglophones were asking for just the right citizenship, the right to be citizens of their own country. This was denied them. Then decided now that they have to form their own country. Now, it looks like the federation that they even wanted before, which was taken from them, they don't even want that anymore. And it looks like La République guys seem to be saying that they may be ready now for federation, to offer Anglophone federation. They've offered special status. But right now, the Anglophone guys think they are winning, so they are not even accepting any of these offers. So we think it's going to be tough to bring the Anglophone guys to the negotiating table because they feel like they are winning the war now. When the Paul Biya guys thought they were winning the war, they did not want any meaningful dialogue. They just wanted to play games. They were just staging a grand dialogue, which was just like a play. You're staging a play, you know all the acts, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5. Then you know where there's a climax. So you stage everything, then you also know where there's the denouement, where the play ends. So you are an author, a playwright, you know how to arrange everything. But that failed. And we know the French are behind them, so this is not really succeeding. But if you really want to see why the people in Amazonia do not want to be part of Cameroon LRC, we're going to show you a video. You see the roads in Yaoundé itself. You're going to see the roads, oceans of water. A road has become a sea of mud. Okay, a sea of mud, and you can't even ply through. You see people with their clothes all soiled because there's mud everywhere. Okay, a sea of mud. So you take a look and watch this video. You see the kind of poverty.
On croyait avoir tout vu à Yaoundé avec le mauvais état de route. C'est certainement parce qu'on n'est pas passé dire un bonjour aux populations de Chapelle-Mimboman. Ne vous y trompez pas, nous sommes bel et bien au 4e arrondissement de la capitale politique. Vivre ici, c'est apprendre à ne pas se laver, ranger ses vêtements de couleur blanche dans les placards, éviter de trop faire d'enfants. Les jours d'accouchement pour les femmes peuvent 2 fois être douloureux, du fait des secousses sur cette route. Plusieurs le savent que la Saint-Valentin n'existe pas ici. Personne ne veut courir un tel risque. Les bailleurs sont obligés de louer leur propre maison à leurs enfants pour ne pas qu'elles se dégradent.
Then there's another lady again who also shot some videos in a monologue. She was just talking about the problems, the way they are frustrated, they are losing the war in Amazonia, and they did not know they're going to lose this war, but they are losing.
Paul Biya sur une page blanche. N'écrivez pas la fin de Paul Biya sur une page noire. Quand on dit à Paul Biya qu'on a tué 25 soldats au Nozo, vous vous rendez compte? Paul Biya, on lui a fait signer de commencer la guerre à l'aéroport. Ah, c'est malin. Il n'était même pas encore avec les pieds sur terre. On lui a proposé le dossier du Nozo, il a signé la guerre. Voilà comment les Amazoniens sont en train de prendre force sur la guerre.
Okay, so long live Ambazonian, and you guys are really seeing my guys here crying. The French deceived them. So from Cameroon LRC, we're going to move to Mali. Mali too has a new prime minister this week, and it looks like he's forming his government, so things are stabilizing. Already, the French have been kicked out of Mali. They said they are leaving, and they will not be giving any assistance. But who cares about their military assistance? These guys are just parasites. They need to go. Let them go. France, go. France, go. France, go. Next, we'll go to Nigeria, and we have a whole lot of stuff to tell you about Nigeria this week. So much is happening. We want you to look at the insecurity in Nigeria in the context of 2023 presidential elections. Because when we look at whatever, with a crystal ball, whatever is happening in Nigeria, we have to see it in the context of the 2023 presidential elections. Certainly, there are a lot of players, but it looks like the guy who thinks he'll win the prize is Bola Tinubu, who is one of the big Baba in the place. It looks like, according to the kind of arrangement the APC had with him, the APC party of Muhammadu Buhari, he would be the successor, because he will be Buhari's successor, because he comes from the south, the Yoruba south. But now it looks like Buhari may not even keep to his word to support Bola Tinubu during the next election. You see out in the streets this week, the youth of Nigeria have been protesting heavily. Then, to show how Buhari is a phony leader, he also pays protesters who are pro-government to protest against the real protesters.
How much is it? How much?
For 1,000 naira. That's what bring us come here. For 1,000 naira.
You support who? You support who?
Baba Buhari.
Have you collected your own 1,000? Have you collected your own?
I've never collected 1,000.
Me, my own is 10,000 naira.
Your own is 10. How?
My own.
Oga.
So instead of spending time solving Nigeria's problems, this dude called Buhari is wasting his time playing games. So this is really creating a whole lot of problems. And the people think that they need somebody who can rise to the level of a statesman, who can do things that can calm, reduce the temperature. But he's not doing that. He's only talking against the Igbos and saying negative things about them. So this is really raising the temperature of the place. So there's a whole lot of fire burning in Nigeria as we speak. When you look at the current protests, Nigeria was supposed to be celebrating the return to democracy. Unfortunately, the youth were not even allowed to protest. Buhari sent soldiers to come and disperse and shoot at these protesters. These protesters are supposed to have their rights to protest enshrined in the Nigerian constitution. So when you say we have a country called Nigeria with democracy as its motto, why are you not allowing these young people to protest? So this makes everything look as if it's really not good. Not spend all his term, he will not finish his term the way we're looking at the politics of Nigeria. It looks like one of these guys in the military will try to organize a coup d'etat. When we look in our crystal ball, we see a coup d'etat against Buhari. So when this happens, and since a lot of the northerners are in the army, and they are the leaders in the army, so which means the general who probably would organize a coup d'etat will come from the north. So which means the south will lose the position that they should have occupied as the next selector of a president for Nigerian democracy. So who is losing? The south is losing. So already all these calculations that we're presenting to you are affecting the dynamics on the ground in Nigeria. When you see the people protesting, they know that if a coup happens, they have a lot to lose. So I don't think Bola Tinubu would really like this very much, but those are the dynamics that we're dealing with, and we're just sharing them with you, because you can even see, even a video, some of the young protesters, they put Buhari in a coffin. So this is like another coffin revolution. We were introduced to a coffin revolution in Ambazonia, but now in Nigeria, we're also witnessing the coffin revolution. So this is really sad, and we tell you that it's good to welcome democracy, because democracy is a way that It's not the best form of government, but it's the best we have today. A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So let everybody participate and enjoy the spoils of nature, okay? If this happens, then you see people really happy. Then we're going to end this show by looking at Sierra Leone. We have like some videos that some of you sent to us. Sierra Leone also is a country we like to talk much about because we've talked about Sierra Leone in the past on this show. This video shows the way the Chinese are taking over in Sierra Leone. When the former president, Bayo Koroma, was in power, he brought in a lot of Chinese. They were really responsible for mining a lot of the diamond in that country. But what most of these foreigners do is they start forgetting that they are not Africans. They start maltreating Africans in their own country. So it's really sad to see the way the Chinese start treating Africans as if they are slaves or animals. And this video is a very good example. The African youth decided that you are a supervisor. You're supposed to be nice and professional, but you start fighting me in my own country. So we want you to watch this video and see exactly what happened because these guys are speaking in English. You can follow up for a minute.
Hey, hey. Leave him, he's on record. Hey. He's on record, leave him.
Thank you very much for watching this video on Sierra Leone. You can see that the guy in Sierra Leone knew that he had the law on his side. He was really a law-abiding citizen. He did not do anything illegal, but the Chinese folks were the ones doing the wrong thing. So this is something for most African leaders to watch. Why do you bring these people to your country to disrespect your own people? Is this how you develop a country? No. To develop Africa, we need to leverage the African youth. And that's the message I have for you. If you want to develop Africa, the youth have the talent. Put them together and let them develop Africa. Don't bring all these Chinese people because they're going to create new infrastructures that will not last for long. If you want investment that can last for long, invest in African youth. Your country will be better off. And I think that's the message we have for you on this show today. Invest in the youth and Africa will move ahead. Thank you very much. Before I end this show, I'm telling you to subscribe. Thank you very much.
Is your EMR EHR COVID-19 ready? If not, you do not know what you are missing. Why do you suffer in silence? Be smart. Turn to Alexia HTC today. Alexia HTC is the leader in virtual solution and communication technology in these times of pandemic crisis. When the unexpected happens, who are you going to call? Alexia HTC. Come and see how Alexia HTC Cloud Communications are enabling your fellow healthcare providers to consult with patients virtually and making big money. Alexia HTC also enables your employees to work remotely during the COVID-19 crisis. Are your employees safe? Do not jeopardize the health and safety of your patients and practice. What can Alexia HTC do for you? Alexia HTC is the new Colossus, the sister of physicians, who gives you back liberty, that is, the freedom to practice medicine your way. Vivacious virtual visits wherever you please. Amazing e-prescribing. Quick access to patient information. Easy access to medical records from other providers. Rapid drug allergy checks. Integrated lab tests and results. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled doctors yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your greedy corporations. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed physicians, to me. I give them the refuge. The happy home of Alexia HTC. Act now. Browse alexiahtc.com or call 240-350-1131.
Medical practice software is too old. Indeed, all the programs are built on MUMPS, technology of the 1950s, and the programs cost too much money. Epic and Cerner cost billions of dollars. Meditech costs thousands of dollars too. In fact, that's why we created AlexiaHTC.com, a new and free EMR/EHR for doctors. AlexiaHTC.com is built for HIPAA. Yes, magical one-screen technology, ease of use, quick charting, amazing e-prescribing, tight labs integration, multi-office difference, because we believe doctors and patients need a break today. Be the first to test drive AlexiaHTC.com. You have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Act now. Call 240-350-1131. Alexia Care Corporation at AlexiaHTC.com. Selling a service or a product? Need buyers? Use the African Nation TV as a channel to reach many viewers. Act now and call Prince Ojong at 240-350-1131. That's 240-350-1131. Act today.